My name is Ben Troinjwe. My colleague on the sign language interpretation on the bottom right of your screen is Byron Abuguli. And before we begin is that we are live from the broadcasting house in the county of Nairobi. We're also live on Facebook, on Twitter, and also on YouTube. So kindly, for your questions, suggestion, or even where you are watching us from, I'll be more than glad to sample some of your responses during and perhaps at the tail end of this live newscast. And I told you that we are a lot in store when it comes to COVID, and that is where we begin on the COVID daily brief, where the Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe has warned that the country is facing a shortage of oxygen cylinders, saying this could undermine the fight against COVID-19 pandemic. Kagwe is now appealing to those with oxygen cylinders at home for non-COVID or non-emergency care to return them to medical facilities immediately to help those in need. The announcement coming as the country recorded the highest positivity rate at 26.6%, with 8 deaths. My colleague Ben Chumba has a report. 26%.
In seeking to increase the availability of oxygen required to care for COVID-19 patients, Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe is now appealing to those in possession of excess medical cylinders to surrender them immediately.
We have got about 20,000 oxygen cylinders that are out there in people's homes, that are in hospitals and other institutions. Now, these cylinders are required back to the industry immediately. And we are appealing to anybody who is holding oxygen cylinders to immediately return them so that the companies can be able to use them to supply oxygen to our hospitals.
Kagwe warning that the country is staring at a potential crisis in the fight against COVID-19 pandemic, as the demand for oxygen has shot up to 810 tons owing to the surge in patients with COVID-19.
Last year, the total production and requirement for the industry was about 410 tons. That quickly went up around January to about 560 tons. We are now heading for demand of double what we started at 410 at 880 tons. So where the situation at the moment is such that the industry is completely stretched. And if we go any further than that, then some immediate steps will have to be taken.
With some health facilities using 1 cylinder per patient, instead of using 1 cylinder to supply oxygen to a number of patients, the Ministry of Health says it is working with the county governments to ensure standardization of oxygen plants in the country.
We are asking our facilities, both county facilities as well as national government facilities, to fast-track the piping of oxygen to bed outlets so that we can be able to use some of those cylinders for industry, and we can also begin to fill some of them.
The appeal came as the country recorded 902 new cases from 3,395 samples tested in the last 24 hours, indicating the highest positivity rate at 26.6%. 18 deaths were reported over the same period, and 137 patients are in the intensive care unit, with 36 on ventilatory support, 91 on supplemental oxygen. Ben Chumba, reporting for Channel 1 News.